smart cricket. Not real big turn at the moment. Perhaps the ball's still a bit new and spinners can't quite get their fingers around it, but the way these two have just worked away has been very encouraging. Can't help thinking that whatever happens with Markram, this tour, this experience here has done his game the world of good. Really had to work for his runs and concentrate and occupy in the crease. Now the man at mid-wicket has come up for Markram. Danger period for him. He's got some good 30s and 40s and 50s, so critical period. Now he negotiates this time where you're feeling comfortable. You almost may feel that you're ready to sort of take it on and really stamp your authority. So it's as much a mental battle right now as it is a technical battle. Like Van der Dussen has defended well there. So 89 for 1, changing room maybe feeling a lot better, but that 370 is still a long way off. Let's not forget South Africa haven't had a good time when it comes to middle order and low order. 89 for 1.
ठीक है जो बस तेरी मर्जी मेरी जान शाबाश अच्छा उसकी बारी शाबाश
89 for the loss of 1. Last ball at the last over. Revs on the ball, almost yorking the batsman.
Send Mark Haseman out, he loves cats.
Could be him, Mike Haseman. Can't be easy for somebody like Norman Ali, playing only his second test match, and he's got to deliver in a crunch situation. He's got to be everything for Babar Azam. Savior, destroyer. Good that he's got runs, Norman, because he can take that confidence into his bowling. Kind of round armish, but he gets it to spin, and if you can get that spin from that arm angle, then it looks different for batsmen, difficult to handle.
But they're like all bowlers, when that expectancy is so high, can tighten up. Battle to find the right length. It's always about the length. The length for spin is what counts.
What happens with that round arm angle, you're expecting the ball to come back into the stumps, and when it goes the other way, when it spins across, that is when it causes problem and confusion in your setup. One thing batsmen need to do is to be committed. No confusion. If you are going for a shot, go for it. If you're looking to defend, then it should be something like this, proper.
Has he got perhaps a delivery of two, a little higher, get it above the batsman's eyes to slow the pace? Generally just been flat and flatter.
Yeah, I don't know whether they can flight the ball from that sort of bowling angle, because he drops his shoulder. I don't know, he could be the one with a natural flight and loop. He'll have to do that regularly, hit the deck hard. It's not a bad option on on such a surface. Day 5 probably give him more purchase. Who knows? Out of the rough, maybe off the straight.
I think it's worth trying. As you say, it's not really what he likes to do, but one thing that will happen is if he lands it well, it will turn more.
Oh, slighter in pace on that occasion, and almost a case for silly mid off. 89 for 1.
They've had success against Van der Dussen at silly mid off. And Karachi just patted one back to the man there, so expect him to be in that position whilst certainly Ali is bowling.
Overs remaining for the day 23. I'm sure there'll be a role for medium paces later on this evening. Oh, that is hit absolutely hard, nailed it. Shorter ball, shorter length, put away by Adrian Markham. Approaching a 50 now, he's on 46.
He is moving well. Fractionally short, just gets himself into the perfect position to put it away.
We have a deep .9 position. I think that is clearly a better option for Yasir Shah. Make him drive instead of allowing him to cut the ball. They'll get the slip fieldsman in play, got behind in play. Maybe a short cover fielder could be installed, but he's got to be consistent there, Yasir Shah. Expensive beginning, none for 12 in 2.2.
Good bowling.
Good cricket again there from Van der Dussen. Boundary or two is always welcome, but just that ability to manipulate the ball into the gap is what's going to really concern Pakistan more than those boundaries. It's clear that South Africa, perhaps overnight, have had a good chat about how they're going to approach things today. First time in the series we saw Markham come down the pitch, and the Dussen has allowed it to come on and looking to work it more into the offside. Down the ground, off his back. Easiest of singles. 23 gone, 96 for 1.
South Africa are off to a very good start here. 96 for the loss of 1. 274 runs required for a famous win. South Africa conceding a big first innings lead after bowling well in the first innings to limit Pakistan to 272, and that was always going to be a problem for them, chasing the target on day 4, day 5, and it's a massive one. Nicely played. Didn't try to hit it too hard. 50 comes up for Adrian Markham. What a knock. Playing under pressure in subcontinent. Alien conditions for Adrian Markham. He had to grow very quickly into the role, and he's done that brilliantly in this innings.
Can he push on? That's the big question. But he's shown excellent temperament here. He's backed his game, and it's actually been a joy to watch. What time does Babar Azam consider a bit of seam here? See if any reverse swing is on offer.
So, I mean, Noman Ali is into his 10th over. I think time for him to really change Noman and get a pacer in. Hassan Ali, 5 wickets in the first innings. Make use of his form. Partnership of 65, so obviously he's got to change things. Every now and then he should be looking to experiment. A 3-over burst to Hassan Ali. Get Yasir Shah bowling from the other end. Look whether he can get more spin from Noman Ali's end or not. Fahim Ashraf. Golden arm for Pakistan. Every now and then he gives Pakistan a fabulous breakthrough.
Well, all the wickets and the way they've gone about things in this series has been built on the back of creating pressure from both ends. But it's not been the case here. South Africa going over 4 and over. It's not coming from the spinners. Maybe a quick bowler and a spinner in tandem. Kind of thinking where Ali's bowling right now, that's the end for Shah. Most of the wickets were got by the spinners from the end that he is bowling from now. And when it's there, it's straight off, no turn, it's playing well. 98 for 1.
Have a look at the current run rate. It's over 4. That is a tremendous strike rate for a team that has struggled against spin, for a team that has not scored a lot of runs. And in a run chase situation, that's an excellent start. Has he got his thinking cap on? He's got 2 caps, which is the thinking one. I think as a leader, you've got to be patient with your leg spinner. If you've given him the charge, and if he happens to be your wrecker in chief, your destroyer, won you matches, you've got to be a little patient here with Yasir Shah. He could be expensive, but then he's got this ability to run through the opposition. Every now and then I want him to bowl from around the stumps, maybe 6 or 12 balls, to see whether he gets something extra out of that rough patch. And a batsman can lose his balance also, because, you know, now he's got to probably open up to face him from round the stumps. It's a different setup altogether. Force them to use their pad or play at a line that is not needed for them to play at. It'll be something different. Maybe they'll go for the sweep shot, get a top edge, get out.
And that's very true. You can often offer a batsman a release option. So there. And when you've been in a while and this is hard work, this is a test of your concentration and determination, you might just feel right here something, and in the end it costs you your wicket.
And it's not a negative line. Early on in Test match cricket, round the stumps, trying to hit the pads was considered negative, but not anymore, because that's an offensive line for somebody like Yasir Shah. Can bowl the batsman round his legs, get it to bounce more for short leg to come into play.
Can't help thinking, Rami, is that the other end, the pavilion end, is his end. It's also the end where we saw 1 or 2 balls from the quicker bowlers stay down. Remember in Karachi, that one evening, he changed ends and he picked up 3.
Very nice batting from Markram. It's 99 for 1. Balance is tilting slowly, is it though? 99 for 1, still 271 to get. I'm sure right now they'll not be worried about what is needed to win. I think right now they'll be looking to play another 20 overs for tonight and take it from there.
जागते रहे नजर आफ्टर वाले सारे जरा
Oh, beautifully bowled. Different angle, a little bit more flight.
Flight, it definitely was, Ramesh, just a little bit more.
जब ये लेफ्ट पे जाएगा ना छोड़ने पे एक आधा दरमियान में करके फिर पैर निकाल इसका सब कुछ
just gently. It's got everything there, bit of drift, overspin, turn, off the seam.
Oh, extremely lucky. Single and 100 for South Africa. Could have been a dead case of leg before because that ball scooted along. It did not get up at all, and well, Doosan was stung in the first innings when the ball kept low and shattered his stumps. This was mighty close. At times, flighting the ball, giving it more air outside the off-stump can work because these two guys are so locked in to defend. As are these guys locked into have a kappa. Tapal, Danedar, Chai.
Definitely bowling it slow. Danedat, meaning? Danedar, the meaning?
Danedar. It's a good one actually, you know. Danedar. I mean, my English is so-so actually. And my Urdu is even worse.
Back of South Africa's
mind.
Yeah,
Waz got it right. I think grain is the word, yeah. So tea with grain. Well done, Waz. And just because of that helping me out, I'll allow you to come in next. Granular tea to be precise. 100 for 1 South Africa. The fight is on and we'll have a break because umpires have called in breaks.
drinks and some running repairs also for Aidan Markham at the moment. 100 for 1 it is. Look at Aidan Markham, the work that he's done. This is a really important innings for Aidan Markham, it really is. He did really well in Karachi. He was so disappointed in the first dig when he got out. Well, this has been a nice knock. Took on the spin early with that lofted drive. Beautiful shot through the covers. Don't come much better than some of those shots we've seen here. Very decisive. So 26 overs gone, 100 for 1. There's a look at his wagon wheel. Some blue lines, a couple of spider legs, the red ones. The sixes. And a couple of ones, and just the odd twos, I think. But he's just some running repairs at the moment, Wasim.
Yeah, it looked really good. Markram 50 of 84, looked in control, comfortable against the spin on this fourth day pitch, and they're in very good position right now. Markram 50, Algar got out of Shaheen Shah on 17, and then Fend Dusa on 30 of 51, looking good as well. So now a little bit pressure, although still have plenty of runs to defend Pakistanis. 270 Shaheen, 1 for 14 in his 6. Hassan Ali expensive, 7.20 economy rate, 5 overs 36. Noman 11 overs 35, no luck. And Yasir Shah 4 overs 15 without any wicket as yet.
So according to me, as per the light conditions of the last 2 nights, we've got about 61 minutes to go before stumps today, when light will interfere. It does say 19 overs. We probably won't get all those in. Fahim, who's developed into such a handy player, my goodness. Sorry, that's the wrong description. Such a very good player for Pakistan. Now they're scoring so many runs.
Yeah, batting at number 7, getting 250s already in this series for Fahim Ashraf. He looked in control when he came out to bat. He's just working on his bowling coming out of injury. He's not bowling quick, 130, 134 kilometers an hour. At this stage of the game, the wicket would be ideal for him, but contain. Don't give unnecessary runs away.
Positive stuff, good positive calling. You'd expect that now that this partnership's worth 67 off 108 deliveries. That's one little thing that the batsmen like to do when they're feeling comfortable. Loud calls in the middle. Just gives a little bit of a sense of control out there.
After this partnership, 100 for 1, even Makram and Fend Dusa, they're looking kind of, the body language is so positive now. That's a good sign for South Africa.
And what happens then, Wasim, as you know, I mean, you don't start thinking, you forget about what your feet are supposed to do, what your hands are supposed to do. It just happens naturally. You feel good and you just react instinctively.
And also it appears from here, after this partnership, the confidence is back. Both are very good players, no doubt about it. And this is a big test for them. And I think they take a lot out of this series as young batsmen. How to play on subcontinent pitches and how to defend or attack, and chasing a big total, fourth day of a test match. So far they're in control, no doubt.
I like what I'm hearing too from Pakistan. Lots of encouragement out there.
Yeah, for Pakistanis, what they need right now, of course, wicket would be ideal. If you don't get a wicket, don't just give away unnecessary runs. Let them take a risk, let them take a chance. Hero from Pakistan today, first Test 100, Mohammad Rizwan, played beautifully. And played, when he came out to bat, Pakistan were, I think, 4 wickets down for nothing. And then he got 100. That shows the importance of this boy in Pakistan. He scored. He has been so regular and consistent from last year or so, Rizwan. He's one of the best keepers behind the stumps, and I reckon, and his batting has been so consistent. He's averaging 45 in Test cricket in his short career.
Good on him. Played beautifully, really did. 3 figures, gives you a nice little spurt to your career.
He made his debut as a batsman for Pakistan, 2016, and then he played as a batsman in one-day cricket as well for Pakistan. at number 5 batter, and now the way he is kept in last 6 to 8 months, he has been phenomenal.
That's some story. Really good. It's really, well, I'll have to tell this other story in the next over, actually. Beautifully bowled, forcing him back. Again, just a little bit worried about it keeping low was Van der Dussen, 100 for 1.
Hundred for 1, chasing 370, 270 to go, 9 wickets in hand, turning out to be very exciting test matches between South Africa and Pakistan. Off the cuff question, Mikey. Last night they released the PSL 6 anthem. What do you think?
I liked it. We heard it as we were driving, and yesterday up to get a bite to eat up the mountains, Mogolin Mountains, and I liked it. It's got a nice beat to it. I thought it was really nice, actually.
Yeah, same.
Catchy.
Yeah, that's the word, catchy, different.
Oh, there's already 1.4 million viewers on YouTube.
That's a good number, you think?
Got to be, surely. But I liked it, and I think it's going to be very successful, that song, as is the PSL 6. Now we've got a test match going on here. I was going to tell a story. We were talking about the fact that Rizwan started off as a batsman on debut and then took over the gloves. I was listening to a podcast, the Australian, the other day, which Justin Langer was on it. Peter Lawler was involved in that, and they were saying that, interviewing Justin Langer, and Langer was talking about the fact that when he was involved in the Australian side, Steve Smith, when he first played for Australia, was he asked Justin if he could have a couple of throwdowns on the nets at tea time. So Justin grabbed some. He said, "Sure," grabbed some balls. He went downstairs to the nets down at Adelaide Oval, I think it was. And he came back and he said, "Who picked this bloke? This guy can't play. He cannot play at all." That's when he was picked, of course, as a leg spinner, batting at like number 9.
Well, that's funny, and he's the best batsman in world cricket right now.
Extraordinary story, that.
Made his test debut against Pakistan, Smithy, and what a player he has been for Australia. On his debut, batted at number 8, he came as a leg spinner, if I remember. 100 for 1.
तो ये किसका है? हाँ, ये किसका है?
Here's Stephen Smith's test career. It's 27 hundreds. Average of 61.8. We're going to not leave it up too long because we're very annoyed about the Australians at the moment because they pulled out of that tour of South Africa. There they go, it's gone. What a shot that is. That is a magnificent cover drive. Outstanding stuff.
Well, runs are coming easily for these two, no doubt. He's not very quick. Full and wide, and look at the position he was in, Van der Dussen. Another boundary to him. Beautifully played shot through extra cover. He's on the front foot, of course, because slowness in the pitch, and the bowler is not express either. Could follow through in the end.
Gee, you won't see too many better drives than that. So these two South African batsmen, their experience, they won't have talked about it a great deal. It just would have been a little bit of a nudge, nudge, wink, wink about we've got to be here at stumps. They'll both know what the name of the game is.
Just got to play normal cricket. Now partnership is in process. Just play normal cricket. Don't need plenty of time left. And if they bat long, they have a chance.
I think we can safely say that Van der Dussen is extremely careful about anything that's keeping low. That blade of his is almost a couple of inches away from the pitch when he plays it. Always looking to come forward is Van der Dussen. It's his natural style. He's got his trigger movements. Let's have a look and see how low he plays this, just in case. Good punch down the ground, fast outfield. Put the glasses down. That's 4.
Shermid on straighter. If you're gonna bowl this line, especially against these two, they're well set, they're looking good. And coming back to your point, Van der Dussen is playing everything close to his body and low. And that's, I think, the secret of his success in it. Look at this, the full face of the bat, not hitting it hard, just timing it on this pitch. Yeah, that's what exactly we were mentioning a little while ago, the way his technique in this innings is playing everything closer to his body and he's very careful.
Straight catcher on the onside, which has forced Markram a bit wider. Just in case Van der Dussen looks to drive a little bit airborne again on that onside.
Okay, now 16 overs after this one for today, and Shaheen bowled only 6. He bowled one after tea today, and then Hassan replaced him. I hope he's okay. And Hassan only bowled 5. Got 16 to go, and you need a wicket. What would you do? What should you do? Get your main bowlers in. You want to 8 for 1. For 1, 262 required by South Africa. They have 9 wickets in hand. Markram is on 50, played really well, and Van der Dussen on 38 of 63. You're coming back to the bowlers. I was saying the previous over that you need your main bowlers now to bowl. There are only 16 overs to go. Have a spell from Shaheen. It's Yasir now. Shaheen from this end, 4 over burst, then Hassan Ali from this end, get Yasir from the other end. There's no point bowling for him at this stage of the game. Tomorrow, yes, but not right now. You need a wicket and get your main bowlers in, and he's the main boy. And Hassan got 5 wickets in the first dig. Probably they're waiting for it to reverse. Maybe that's the reason. Could be the reason.
Yasir Shah is such a fine bowler. Someone who gets some good revolutions on the ball. That man at City Point in the eye line is always a bit of an issue. It's not even 30 overs old, this ball. Look at that. Look at that turn.
That's why he's so good, Yasir Shah.
Mashallah, mashallah.
He just tests you every time. Tests you every time. Your slightly quicker delivery, and it turned. Nicely played in the end. Turn and bounce.
Spinner's best friend. You can get the ball to bounce. That's what they love. I've seen too many deliveries bounce out of this surfer so far from the spin, nor in Karachi. But you never know, it might just pop a little bit. Good solid forward defence. Soft hands as well from Van der Dussen. He's doing the right thing here, Van der Dussen. This is actually good work from both the batsmen. What spinners like to do in this sort of situation is just try and rush the batsman a little bit. Now Van der Dussen is just making sure that Yashir doesn't do that.
Both are in kind of attacking mode. If there is any ball to be hit, they're going after it instead of just blocking everything. So it's pressure on Pakistan now. That's the beauty of Test cricket in this session after this huge partnership 76 between these two. He's playing it with the spin, good position as well. 109 for 1.
It's got a little bit, well, it's going to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, by the way. It's going to be 25 degrees as the maximum. Oh, hang on a sec, look at this. Wind prediction has suddenly zipped up 29%. Wazim, look at that.
Yeah,
South Africa.
About 20 minutes ago, it was 1%. What's going on?
What a difference 20 minutes, mates.
Yeah, I know. What a difference the partnership made, I suppose.
Yeah, spin that disc. 25 degrees tomorrow and cloudy, a little bit cloudy. Perhaps not the sunshine we've had the last couple of days, but no rain is forecast, and that's why there's no draw in that equation on the wind predictor. Man catching on the offside now.
We haven't seen any swing from Fahim Ashraf in this spell. He's bowling only his third over. South Africa need obviously 261 to win, 9 wickets in hand. Another 14 overs after this one remaining. And then of course tomorrow, 90 overs tomorrow. $98 overs tomorrow because we're starting 15 minutes earlier. Down leg side, no fine leg is there, it was wide, and another boundary. So that's the point I was making a little while ago about Fahim bowling at this stage. You need a wicket, if not, contain. And there was an average delivery down leg side, slow medium pace, not troubling batsmen at all, and not even containing.
Scoreboard operators just giving us a little bit of a wave in the middle there at the bottom. Now that's straight. That's something that they like to do, Pakistan, of course, in these sort of conditions, and this is what Pakistan did right at the start. They were trying to get him to bowl to play the ball too square, which he did, but because the track's a little bit on the slow side, he had a little bit more time. He has been undone by that in the past by playing too square. This is a look at what he's done so far throughout the entire Test match, and scoring quite a few runs on the stumps, of course, because they're forcing that, and also quite a few dot balls, the red ones. And anything that's on his body he's put away quite easily, and he's had a couple of cut shots as well. And there was one classic cover drive which he smashed through the offside. But a good percentage of deliveries on those stumps, or just a little bit leg side as well. But bowling straight to him is something that a lot of teams do, particularly right at the start of his innings. Oh, it's a good shot. It's protection out there.
Yeah, protection's out there. Pressure is building up for Pakistan, and coming back to Makram, who's on 56. It's a very good technique, and he knows how to chase these big totals in Test cricket. Although they were chasing 400 against Australia and at Durban in 2018, they lost the game, but he scored 143. So he can score big hundreds, no doubt about it. In this series, look at his average now, almost 60, 250s already.
He's going to be in the discussion hat about the captaincy. No doubt about that. Markram, former under-19 World Cup captain for South Africa, winning World Cup captain.
So what options do they have?
In my mind, there's Markram. Van der Dussen might be brought into the equation, but I think that Markram is probably a front runner. The other one might be Dean Elgar, but if you're looking at a progression, you've got to go for someone who's a little bit on the younger side and is going to take the team forward. Listen, I mean, there's no doubt that Atemba Bavuma is going to come into the discussions as well, and I don't have a problem at all with, for example, a Markram being captain, who's 26 years of age, and getting support as vice captain with Atemba Bavuma. I think that's a pretty powerful leadership group for starters. End of the over, 114 for 1.
अगले खेल इतने इजी नहीं होगा ये.
Snappers are here.
इनका पार्टनरशिप तोड़ना है बस सिर्फ, कोई मसला नहीं.
Newspaper photographers. I think a lot of people were thinking that there was a chance this might be the last day, this test match today, but Pakistan batted so well. Really were magnificent. There we go. There's a whole host of snappers.
No, Chaji. बड़ा वीरे, क्या बात है वीरे तेरी वीरे. शाबाश शाबाश शाजी, शाबाश शाजी.
You've got to quieten the noise. That's the job of the South African batsman. Quieten the noise. Often when you're playing away from home, if there's a crowd in, you just want to make sure the crowd is nice and quiet. You want to make sure the Pakistan players are nice and quiet.
Looking so comfortable against spin, both of them playing it with the spin according to every delivery. If it's a googly playing towards mid-wicket, they're picking Yasser up comfortably. They both are well set. That's the delivery they got to be careful of. This is a delivery you play on a front foot because that was a quicker one, straighter one, a flipper.
Yeah, he misjudged the length. There it is. You can see it out of the hand, right behind it. His balance was good in the end, and that's what saved him. I'll forward with that one. End of that over. That's a maiden from Shah. 114 for 1. Couple of the quick bowlers there, Shaheen and Hassan Ali. 1 for 14 to Shaheen. Big wicket of Dean Elgar. That's always a big one for the opposition to pick up. Gee, I had some sad news overnight, that passing of Ezra Mosley, unfortunately in Barbados in an accident, a road accident. 63 years of age. I had the pleasure of playing with Ezra at Northern Transvaal, and he was a good friend of South Africa. He came back and played some domestic cricket there. He was a quick bowler who could really get it together. It's a vacant third man region.
Another boundary, yes. It's a sad day for cricketing world. I remember his name. Remember how good he was as a fast bowler. Played 2 Test matches and 9 ODIs for West Indies, Ezra Mosley. Condolences to the families.
Yeah, not much of Ezra. He was as fit as a butcher's dog. My goodness, he was so fit. Just to keep running in all day and bowl quickly. He's a lovely guy. So sad. He'll be missed. He was doing a lot of coaching in Barbados too.
Gone around the wicket. And even from over the wicket,
Nicely played. Swear should be able to come back for 2. That's another good thing about this pairing. They've been aggressively running between the wickets.
yeah, Shaheen started his spell from around over the wicket. Shiny side is outside, bit of reverse. With this line and with this kind of direction, if you're going across, you've got to have a third man. Have this extra cover for catching a cover fielder to third man instead of going around the wicket. Come around the wicket if it's swinging. It's not swinging, I get. Ball is 30, we are in the 33rd over. It's not old enough to reverse. Pakistani team is a bit quiet out there with this partnership. Pressure is probably building up on them. 87 between these two. 250 required. 9 wickets in hand. In good position here, South Africa.
Probably 30 minutes to go. Around about 30, maybe a little bit past that. Not too much time left in the day due to the fact that the sun suddenly starts darting pretty quickly at this time of the year. 20 past we stopped yesterday, or the last 2 days. Oh, that was powerfully struck right out of the middle. Strong wrists.
From Hassan Ali, like you said, it was firmly hit. Could have been saved a boundary. It's all about timing. Here we go. He was reading his jumper halfway. Nice.
Catches was that catcher that was in there before, close on the leg side, at a short mid-on was taken away. Just going across the line on that occasion. So 7 off that over, 33 gone now, 121 for 1.
ठीक है मेरे भाइयों, जरा शाबाश शाबाश शाबाश, कोई मसला नहीं, कोई मसला नहीं, कोई मसला नहीं, शाबाश 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 शेरो, हिम्मत नहीं हारेंगे, हिम्मत नहीं हारेंगे।
It's that pair again. They did this in Karachi, partnership which was quite impressive. This time around it's been a more enterprising partnership. It's already 88. South Africa showing some fight. Still a long way to go, but just by the way that they've played, been able to get runs, and the intent that they've shown, the balance between attack and defense has been perfect.
I've loved the way they've played. They've used their feet. We saw that from Markram. And Dussen has been more prepared to try and manipulate that fuller ball into the offside. And whatever is to end up here in this match, it's just good to see South Africa made a mental adjustment and gone out there and been more purposeful, called for them batting without fear of getting out. They need to play. They need to make sure they're making these two spinners think about things. But I've liked this move from the captain with Yasser Shah operating from the pavilion end, as most of the wickets, or more wickets, have fallen from pavilion end for spinners.
Good morning, Chaji.
And I guess Pakistan will be thinking, well, let's remember the collapses by South Africa. They can get a wicket here, could very well bring a second, and then it's going to expose that vulnerable lower order. So yes, there's a lot of cricket still to be played here. Tremendous amount of cricket still to be played. But so far so good. And now with the close of play approaching for both these players, that it's been a really good, strong mental effort. You could just be distracted by the thought of being off in a while and have to stay in their bubble, yeah.
.181 for 1. Eleven overs left. It's just been tinkered with. Shah Afridi running in, but Markram looks really good. His balance has been exceptional, and the way that he's played spin is shown South Africa the way. These two did this in Karachi as well, I repeat that, and they batted a long time. It wasn't a stroke-filled partnership, but they have the defense to be able to keep the spinners out.
We've had our thoughts on the pitch, and Temba Bavuma had his thoughts last night. Batting unit, and he spoke on their behalf, saying that they're quite happy to chase 250. That's still a way to go. We, on the back of just what I said previously, and that middle lower order haven't fired at all. But you said, Baz, and I'll go back to your thoughts, that this pitch will play well. Mike Hazeman did the pitch report, said the same, that it'll play well.
Well, if Mike Hazeman said the same, then I'm doubting myself. Maybe, probably more that we are both wrong.
No, you said it day one. I clearly remember. You know, I'm backing your opinion on pitches, yeah. You've seen them more than anybody else. Certainly part of the commentary team. solid. Solid as can be from Markham. This innings may be the making of him. He's needed to play in these conditions. I can't help thinking that back home in first-class cricket and some of the test cricket he's played, runs have come easy for him. They've come quickly. But he has endured some periods where the runs have dried up. So building that consistency and overall knowledge and understanding of batting through tough situations will help him tremendously going forward. And I've liked the way he's moved. You see there's a little back and across nicely into line, and immediately he was quite happy to use his feet to Noam Ali.
One, 2, 1 for 1. Long way to go. 249 runs to win. Importantly, this partnership now 88. And what South Africa will want, and maybe just for the sake of the test match, to go into that 5th day with all 3 results possible, is that these two bat the distance today. Just been reminded that all 4 results are possible. And might be my dream coming true. I mentioned this in Karachi to you. A tie in first-class cricket, a tie in ODI cricket, a tie in T20 cricket. Only test match cricket is that one box that hasn't been ticked. The ODI game was in Rawalpindi, which got tied against Zimbabwe. So reminded again, 4 results possible.
I think you might have to live for a much longer time to see the 4th one. How often has that happened in Test cricket? Only twice. What happened there?
कम करना वहाँ पे जरा शाजी.
Oh, he's indecision. I don't know what he was going to play and bailed out.
Covered his stumps well there though. Recovered well. Just that nudge again. That's what's the one part of his game that concerned me, particularly in Karachi, where he was hitting a long way in front. Just popped one up and got out there to the silly mid-off. That was the previous delivery. Yunus Khan is the suggestion sweep. It was a wonderful sweep of the ball. I think he swept just about everything. I love the interview AB de Villiers did recently, that he turned to Yunus Khan about how to sweep, and Yunus helped him. So you have AB de Villiers seeking your advice, and you're obviously a very good sweeper of the ball. That's much better. Angle of the bat good, well over the ball. South Africa 123 for 1. So the close of play approaching. It's just turned 5 p.m. local time, and we've got off at about 20 past 5 every evening. The combination of the lights being on and the sun setting fairly quickly.
Nice stride into the drive. Oi! Bit of confusion. Never run on a misfield.
Don't mention a run out. It's the quality of the shot. You often run for the quality of the shot, and Van der Dussen now was the bat in the right hand. Was not aware of what was happening behind him.
And just for you, Dollar, a reminder of South Africa. Well, when they're not being bowled out, they've gifted a few wickets as well.
A tough little town, this. Light is... it's not quite what it was early on. It's understandable, and as a batsman now, you know that perhaps another 4 or 5 overs you could be off. Just keep working, put that out of your mind. Just take it ball by ball.
And South Africa, well, this was Karachi first innings. Terrific take, but there's been quite a few. Good throw, a bad judge off that second run. This was Shaheen Shah Afridi, run out by a long way. And this one, Abid Ali with a direct hit. So it is a viable option for Pakistan, because this series running between the wickets.
I think there was 1 or 2 of those wickets came when South Africa just had a partnership which was growing, but years back we had a coach in South Africa who did so much work at first class level and academy level, the late Hilton Ackerman, and he always said that a single is not worth a run out. Never forgotten that advice. But how much of that was brought on by good Pakistan bowling, bowling pressure, you then tend to take those risks.
Did HD ever take his advice?
I never really played much cricket with or against HD, but I'm sure had there been a run out, he would have reminded the other guys. It's often not only a question of bad judgment, but what's happening around you. There's absolutely no need to really be backing up as you would in a one-day game or T20 game. You also need to rely at times, let's say, on the your non-striker. You can always say no as well. 37 gone, 123 for 1. One thing Pakistan haven't done is attack that outside the leg line with Yasir Shah going around. It's one way they could mix it up, have Van der Dussen and Markram just think a little bit differently. Not much reverse swing yet. We know that'll come into play. So I think the bigger challenges which lie ahead for South Africa. But for now, they're looking pretty comfortable, both these players at the crease. Also can't help thinking, Baz, that both these spinners have just bowled it too flat. I'd love to see them just get it up more. Just give the ball a bit more air, get it above the batsman's eyes. It's going to turn and bounce more. But is this his place that he's always bowled? For a spinner, he's not comfortable with being asked to do something which he doesn't normally do, or that he's not confident about.
Absolutely spot on, Yasir Shah. Bowls at a similar pace all throughout. He doesn't necessarily like bowling slower. He doesn't feel comfortable enough to actually drop his pace down significantly. Operates at a pretty decent pace, and also he works on, if he bowls it slower, then he'll be working on the one that he's going to skid through. To spin the defense, especially Van der Dusen being able to be very low to the ground. Not many players from outside the subcontinent play in this vein.
Well, that's one thing South Africans have generally tended to do, is they've been very upright. These were the things that we picked up and over a good couple of years through watching a lot of the subcontinent players. And I always go back to the master Tendulkar. Often he played forward there, and the back knee was on the ground. Head right over the ball. Another player who was quite interesting in that regard, not necessarily in the subcontinent, was the way that Steve Oy used to defend like that. Watching the ball off the pitch, getting well over it. 125 for one. It's a great picture of the square overall, and you can see that it's quite dry and the ball is raced off that square.
Stride into the ball. It's about 5:08, so about 12 minutes to go, so maybe 3, if you stretch that, 4 overs, going by the time that they've left the field has been consistent, 5:20.
Who will have more to think about? He's not quite over yet, but interesting to see how either side, we'll know more in the morning, what they've thought about this so far. I can't help thinking that Pakistan perhaps thought things would happen. Maybe their intensity hasn't been what they would have liked it to be. And in a way, with South Africa coming in chasing 370, it often just settles you. You know what's ahead of you, and pointless getting too anxious about it. And in the end, they've both played with a lot more freedom, both of these. Batsman Markram and Van der Dusen, Pakistan captain. What's going on there? What do you think? What do you think his thoughts are?
Now the test will be, if this develops further, this partnership carries on, and it's obviously just a second test match, but then the pressure, how he reacts to that. Yes, you have the coaching staff, the management to guide you through, but in essence, when the pressure does come on,
you know, in that regard, I think it's going to be difficult to defend on this ground. You see the way the ball's coming onto the bat, and it's a big field, so twos are going to be freely available. it beats the inner ring. We've seen today how quickly it races over this very fast outfield. It's bone dry, it's finely mowed, and it's a big field. It's not easy for anybody to defend. So I don't think Pakistan want to find themselves where they're having to defend in a hurry, and we've got a whole day's cricket, so the approach might be, well, a mixture of defense and attack.
And just on that build of pressure and how Babar Azam captains and how he leads the side, he doesn't have a lot to fall back on. It's just before this test series, before he captained in that first test, he'd only captained in 5 first-class games, so it's not something that he can go back on, or not something that he've experienced a lot or very little of. And once it comes to that crunch time where the match gets closer, it'll be a huge test.
And solid again from Aiden Markram, moving very well. I mentioned it before, but just keeping an eye on him. That moving well, it means he's getting well forward, he's nicely into line. Get that idea that he's watching it well, he's got a bit more time. Talented player. Had a quick start to his career, his international career, but you know, went through that period where many players have gone through. It's a learning process, and many will hope, certainly South African supporters, that it kicks on now.
$126 for 1.
Now that last ball, the way that he just played it into the leg side, was a good illustration of how difficult it will be to defend here. Because the fielder there was really essentially in for saving that one, but they're not moving in to stop the single, they're moving sideways. So they don't have the weight and momentum going forward, quick, easy pickup. So I think it gets to that. It'll be very difficult for Pakistan to defend. They could bowl outside the leg stump, try and draw the runs up to the right-handers. But with a full day's play ahead, it's highly unlikely that that'll be the approach.
And once you do get set against spin, especially, you then make better judgment calls in terms of going forward and back. That last delivery went right back and defended, and now goes forward. So that defensive skill and also becomes better. So important for both these to, well, be there at the end, but also if South Africa are going to get close, they extend their innings substantially.
That's why I go back to the knock that he played in Karachi. It was in a losing cause, but it's the first time probably in his career, certainly at international level, where he batted for so long, but 70 odd, well over 150, 60 balls. There was a period in his innings getting in where he took ages to really pick up on that pace. And I think it's now helped him. You can see, you mentioned
we are ready, guys. We
he's
are
moving
ready.
more freely. And what him and Van der Dussen, I think, have done well is they've watched the ball off the pitch. They've made sure when defending that a little bit softer hands, but getting well over the ball. But it's clear when it's on the straight, there's not much happening. Now, as a captain, I don't think this is what he was expecting. He'll no doubt believe that they still have a great chance of winning the game, and I think they still would be favourites, but the way that this pitch is playing quite nicely, that will be of concern for Pakistan this evening. Fielding change, a gully brought in, man up.
Win prediction, I'd like to know what algorithm they're following. It's gone from 1 to 35. Ron comes and it said 1%. Draw had 2%, and now suddenly there's still 243 runs to win. And if you get to 370 in the 4th innings, well, wow. 127 for 1. Naman Ali, he's been brought on from the media box end. Both these batsmen have played him well. They've also ventured to hit him over the top.
Potentially 2 overs at most remain here today. Over the top. Don't get out if you try it. But if you feel it's on, well, I'd have no problem if you did. So that win percentage is interesting because I think what happens there, Baz, it works per ball. So it's constantly changing. It's the only reason I can think why we've had this huge fluctuation at times.
A crucial period now, and Pakistan know exactly, because whenever it comes to the end of play, there's always pressure on the batsman. The one eye on the clock is easier said than done to stay in the moment.
Do well, yeah, to take his time and rush it. I wonder if he's going to think of just getting it up, just giving it more air.
Amazing day of Test match cricket. This is Chennai. India trail by 321. Dom has 4 for 55. Joe Root with that 218, but amazing. Rishabh Pant 91 of 88. Smashed it to all parts. Swan got a century. Good day for keepers. Rishabh Pant got 91. And a great day for West Indies as well. A miraculous chase, where they got over the line getting 395.
I wonder how that win percentage is looking. West Indies, well, they've won England and India. 320 odd behind, but Chennai can take some turn as the match goes on. I think I'll put some money on a draw there. Markram stretching this over out, and why wouldn't he? Absolute beauty. And that ends quiet, but interesting end to this over. 127 for 1. Whilst we're having a look at this, and that's where we've seen at times something has happened, bit of turn and bounce, and at this stage the umpires have got together for a chat. It's about that time that we've seen them have a little chat in the last 2 days, about 20 past 5, so there's a standard that they would work by, and that's it. No surprise. And that ends a very good day, a very good day's cricket. And the question is, who will go to the close of play? They're happier. Still tremendous amount of cricket to come, we know, but South Africa surely can't help feeling that this has been a big confidence booster for them.
Last session, 90 runs and no wickets. 127 for 1. And South Africa, with this batting performance, with this partnership, have set it up really nicely for the final day, the 5th day. It'll be an intriguing day, to say the least. Markram, Van der Dusen, well, they'll go back pretty satisfied, and they've found the right balance in playing spin, and it's been another impressive partnership for South Africa. South Africa fighting back in this test match.
In typical South African style, and look at that run rate. That's what's been good about it. They never allowed Pakistan to get off to a good start, and from the moment Elgar got it early, but he timed the ball well and picked up some boundaries. It's a fast outfield and rewards good cricket shots, and that's good to see a smiling changing room. The South African innings so far in this last one of this test match, Markram played beautifully. 59 from 131, showed some immediate confidence against the spin of Ali coming down the track. Elgar just pushed out a wide one, got off to a good start, a couple of early boundaries, but Van der Dusen showing the good mettle that he does have. He's done it before and enjoys batting in these tough situations. Too shy of his 50. So all in all, this has got to be a very promising innings, promising signs in terms of how they've handled the innings so far.
The final session started off with a clip off the legs, a nice little punch down the ground, sweep shot working well. It was a very confident and very solid partnership, and we know that once you get it through the infield, there's a chance for a boundary each time. That was a fantastic shot. Hit it really hard. He's been very good through the onside, especially Markram. Van der Dusen pulling Yasir Shah, and then Markram just punching him down the ground for a maximum.
That shot over the top was his best of the day, and this brought up his half century. A very well played one. So Pakistan, you can just see in these highlights, they were off their lines and lengths and leaking far too many runs. And that was just a good example of how good this outfielder is. You just don't need to even overhit it. Solid, good timing, and you'll pick up your boundary. It hasn't looked all day as if Pakistan have had an answer. Things have come fairly easy for them, but yeah, South Africa who've taken the game to them, and it's brought about good results for them. Only success has been Shaheen Afridi, the wicket of Elgar, but just have a look at those economy rates. Hassan Ali went for a few, bowled too straight and too full. Yasser, not as expected, no success. By him, only the 3. That's probably a surprise that he only bowled 3 overs, but Baba Azam, directly so, turned to Yasser and Naaman Ali as his options, but they just weren't able to make that breakthrough.
As it stands, after that fantastic partnership, still going 94, South Africa in need of 243 runs to win on the final day. And just going through the numbers, day 2, 233 runs scored, day 3, 224, day 4, 296. So if they bat the whole day or most part of it, I think South Africa do have a big chance of getting over. Pakistan, on the other hand, would like the spinners to roll them over, and they've got every chance on the 5th day. Right, that's all we have. Join us again tomorrow.
The first session is going to be critical as always, so sit comfortably.
That's nicely played.
Gone.
That brings up that 50.
by Quinton de Kock behind the stump.
What a good shot that was.
Gallant warrior gets his first 100. Terrific innings under pressure.
First fifer for George Linder.
Good shot by Elgar.
He's got a nick and he's gone.
50 comes up for Adrian Markham. What a knock.
Another fantastic day's Test cricket we witnessed here at Pindi Cricket Stadium, and Pakistan made 272 in their first innings. South Africa in response were bowled out for 201. Pakistan then made 298 courtesy that wonderful 100 by Mohammad Rizwan. South Africa are now at 127 for 1 and they need 243 runs to win. Yeah, great start for Pakistan earlier in the day. Mohammad Rizwan with his heroics, but then we've seen some fight from South Africa as well, the way they've come back, and now a little partnership going. So all in all, lots to play for tomorrow, lots to look forward to, and I've got alongside with me Bajat Khan and Mike Hazeman. Baz, I mean, those who were hoping for a fourth day finish, obviously they can sit still because tomorrow is going to be a cracker.
Well, it might well go down the absolute line, and I want that with all three results possible, all four results possible. But the way that they've batted both of these players, in Karachi they were fantastic against spin. They're probably the best partnership that against spin that South Africa has put together, and it came to the fore. But the balance between attack and defense was spot on. I think they found the balance. They were able to get runs off the spinners. That has put pressure, slight bit of pressure, very little, but slight bit of pressure back on Pakistan.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the interesting aspect of Test cricket as it is, Hazy, when you look at it, when the pendulum is swinging both ways. But it's been a fascinating day overall.
You know, it's been a fascinating 4 days. I mean, what a great advert for Test cricket. I mean, it's just been extraordinary. I thought Karachi was terrific also. This has been even better. So this track has played its part. I mean, you've got to have a good deck and a good Test match deck to play its part for a good Test match game. And so far, it's been remarkable. And here we are, 1 wicket down South Africa. There's no doubt that Pakistan is still ahead of this game. But if these two guys happen to go fairly deep in the first session tomorrow, that's going to be key. I mean, I don't know how many times we sit here and we say, okay, this first session is going to be crucial. But, you know, I mean, it's going to be make or break, really, I think, in respect to drawing the series or Pakistan winning it 2-0. If they can get past the first hour, get past the first 90 minutes, and South Africa doesn't lose another wicket, I mean, then they will be getting edging in front.
Well, starting today, there were hopes that South Africa can sort of run through and get early wickets, but Mohammad Rizwan had other plans, clearly, Baz. He's been, you know, he's the Test Cricketer of the Year by the PCB, very consistent, and now he gets 100 on this ground.
Yeah, he deserved it just because of the form that he's shown with the bat over this year or so. He makes important runs, he makes difficult runs, but I thought again this time around he came up with his own rhythm, which is be very busy at the crease, and his timing was spot on. But I think he reviewed his first innings. I think he wasn't happy with what he'd done in that first innings, but the second time around it was back to the Rizwan we know.
I mean, he's a quintessential...
In terms of, you know, how he's played, Baz, I mean, obviously really strong on the offside, on the leg side as well. Played on both sides of the wicket, actually.
Yeah, he picks up length. He's very good square of the wicket. All his runs are normally square of the wicket. Very good back foot player. But against spin as well, he uses the sweep shot, and he was able to manipulate the spin in such a way that he could get off strike and also get those boundaries. The momentum or the rhythm to the innings was absolutely spot on.
Well, massive congratulations to him. He certainly is the man of the moment. Wasim Akram earlier spoke to him.
रिजवान, बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो आपको, ज़बरदस्त इनिंग्स. तो जब आप बैटिंग करने आए, जब 4 आउट थे पाकिस्तान के, क्या माइंडसेट था आपका?
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. थैंक यू वसीम भाई. सिंपल माइंडसेट होता है, क्योंकि जब भी मैं आता हूँ इस सिचुएशन में, थोड़ा सा अगर लास्ट मेरी इनिंग्सें देख ले तो सिर्फ अपने आप को फोकस करता हूँ. जैसे अगर स्पिन हो रहा है तो कोशिश करता हूँ कि स्पिन जेन से निकाल दूँ, स्विंग हो रहा है तो स्पिन जेन से निकाल दूँ, कि स्पिन हो रहा है तो स्पिन के साथ खेलूँ, स्विंग हो रहा है तो स्विंग के साथ खेलूँ. सिंपल माइंड में यही रखा हुआ था, उसी तरह खेलूँ. अल्लाह पाक ने कामयाबी दे दी.
और टेल एंड के साथ जब बैटिंग कर रहे थे, आपने काफ़ी रन्स बनाए नुमान के साथ, तो टेल एंड के साथ माइंडसेट डिफरेंट होता है बैटिंग करने का?
बिल्कुल वसीम भाई, बहुत ज़्यादा डिफरेंट होता है, क्योंकि मेरा फर्स्ट टाइम ऐसा इनिंग्स आया है और टेल के साथ ऊपर से थोड़ा सा मुश्किल डिफ़िकल्ट पिच भी था. तो सिर्फ यही था कि कभी कभार अपने आप को ज़्यादा फोकस करने की कोशिश कर रहा था, मगर टेल जब आती है तो थोड़ा सा माइंड चेंज हो जाता. मगर फिर सिंपली अपने आप पे रखता था कि यार अपने आप को एज ए बैट्समैन, दूसरे को एज ए बैट्समैन समझूँ, ये माइंड में रखा और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह इसी तरह फिर हम रन्स कर गए.
तो अब उनकी पार्टनरशिप लगी है, 127 पे एक आउट है. कल जब आएंगे पिच थोड़ी बेहतर है?
वसीम भाई थोड़ा सा बेहतर है, मगर स्टिल आपको पता है टेस्ट क्रिकेट है, टेस्ट क्रिकेट में तो ये चलता रहता है, कहीं पे अप एंड डाउन चलेगा. इंशाल्लाह रन्स काफ़ी है हमारे पास, हमारे बॉलर में जान है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. जहाँ पे एक विकेट मिलेगी, पार्टनरशिप गिरेंगे, इंशाल्लाह तो सब कुछ चेंज हो जाएगा.
चलिए, ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर टुमारो.
थैंक यू वसीम भाई.
Yeah, he rather keeps his plans very simple, he's saying, and he's also talking about how he tends to protect the tail. But yeah, you know, great innings by him, and we can look forward to more innings of Rizwan like these. Hazy, speaking from a South African point of view, George Linda, I mean, he got 5 wickets as well. We always knew that the spinners were going to be in the mix of things, but it was great to see him come forward and perform the way he did.
It was, you know, I mean, if you think about the Karachi test, perhaps he wasn't going to play in the Karachi test, and suddenly the back spasm for Shamsi. Then he played there and he did okay and got some runs, but then of course that injury first up was a major blow for him here in this one. For him to come back into this game and then pick up 5 wickets, I mean, this is just a terrific performance, it really is. It shows shows some good old-fashioned guts and determination, I think, to know that he's got to get out there and do something, because you can't stay on the sidelines. I mean, that story is unbelievable, really, in the fact that the bone was sticking out of the finger, and he had to get the flesh and push the flesh back in and get the bone covered and then hold it and run off the park.
We didn't need to know that.
Sorry, sorry for those that are having a meal or something. My apologies.
I think too much information there.
Sorry. But anyway, he did well. Let's put it that way. We'll call it a lucky break for him.
I think on that note, you're talking about a break, so it's time to take a break for us as well. And on the other side, we'll be coming up with more analysis and, of course, South Africa's response. Well, a 94 runs partnership between Aiden Markram and Van der Dusan has rather made things interesting for tomorrow. I mean, Hazy, at one point they were going at 4 and over. I mean, it shows the kind of approach that they've come out with.
It was so pleasing to see because, I mean, the tempo is such an important thing when you get together with a partnership, and these guys had sussed it out and really played some nice strokes. There's nothing wrong with this track. I mean, this track didn't play any tricks. The outfield's nice and fast. That helps them as well. There were a couple of wonderful drives through the offside and just a punch down the ground every now and then. But I thought this stand was really, really healthy in the way they've compiled it and gone about it, and the fact that these are two key players. I said right at the start today that for South Africa to get a good chance of this game and to excite in this game, they need to get probably 2 of the top 4 getting on and getting a big score, but at the moment it's 2 of the top 3 looking pretty comfortable.
I mean, that's the interesting aspect, Baz, and I mean, is that the strategy to be going out there and playing the way they did, really going after, taking their chances. You've got somebody like Quinton de Kock in their lineup. So what should Pakistan's response be to this kind of approach?
Well, there's lots of cricket to be played, and a wicket changes everything. You add one wicket tomorrow and it'll change everything. So Pakistan have to be patient. They'll have to expect that there'll be one or two partnership, and then they have to hold their nerve. It'll be a test for Babar Azam. He hasn't captained a lot. He's come into the test series with about 5 first-class games of captaincy. So it'll be a test for him if this match does go close.
Yeah, I think, there's been so much talk around Test cricket and how it should be, whether it should be 4 days or 5 days. But we've seen some fantastic games going around the world, Hazy. I mean, you look at West Indies, what an incredible win for them. And that debutant to be able to score that double 100. It's just fabulous.
Yeah, I've seen Cole Myers play a little bit, and he's a wonderful player, and he's a batting all-round. Let's not forget that. He can do a seriously good job with the ball as well. So for him to get that 210, I mean, really good stuff from Myers. And to get up by 3 wickets, I mean, the West Indies have done some pretty special stuff over the years, and that's going to be something that's going to be in the memory banks for some time, obviously for Myers, but also for the team as well. Bangladesh put up a good fight, and that 430 batting first certainly put pressure on them, and the West Indies were below them after they batted. But well done to Kyle.
Yeah, definitely well done to him. And from there we move on to Chennai as well, Baz. I mean, I was reading some tweets as well. Should India only be playing in Australia? There was reading a bit on that as well. But England right on top.
Yeah, set up by Joe Root yet again, a double 100. And apparently Jack Callis is the batting consultant.
Well, I'm not sure he is actually. No, he certainly wasn't Sri Lanka. I think Jonathan Trott might be there at the moment.
Rishabh Pant, 91 of just 88. Good day for the keepers. He smashed it all around. But very pleased for Tom Best, though. 4 for 55. They're wanting him to develop as the spinning option, and he's done exactly that. I just still a lot of cricket to be played there as well.
Just one question: did England have to bat for 190 overs? That's my question.
Maybe 200 overs.
Why not, Hazy? Why not? They finally got the opportunity to score some runs on a flat track. Yeah, so final thoughts about tomorrow, Hazy?
The first hour to me is going to be so important. And the fact that they need 240 from here. 127 for one. We were talking at the start of play today what a bogey number that 200 is, batting 4th for South Africa. And I'm just keeping that number in the back of my mind as well at the moment. They get past that, that's going to be a big boost for them.
Baz, what about you? I mean, what's your prediction?
We want
normally very accurate with your predictions.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Come on.
We want this partnership to get maybe 70, 80 runs, just to put some oomph in the game. But I think Pakistan will have enough in the bank. But fingers crossed, what I'm hoping for is to complete my set of tied games. First-class game, T20 game, one-day game. I want a test match to be tied.
And we got another tic-tac-toe as well, I think.
No, that I won. No,
it's gone to arbitration.
They've ruled on it on court.
DRS,
anyway.
It's gone to arbitration.
All right. I think we'll have another go some other time as well. But thank you so much for your thoughts, gentlemen. We've still got a day's play tomorrow. It's going to be really interesting. We've got a few predictions going on. But we will be joining you once again tomorrow at 9:15. As you know, that's when the studio starts, and then after that 9:45 is when the game will start. But that's pretty much all that we have for you from here. We'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. It's goodbye.